Ah, yes, we're California dreaming. And this is the beauty, right? So when it comes to the start of the NFL free agency period, all teams can dream. Dream big. But how many is the dream a reality? Well, on our first ever edition of Schein Time and our first ever California Dreamin', we are dreaming about an all-LA Super Bowl in Los Angeles. And I think it's very realistic when you take a look at the Rams and the Chargers and what these teams have done. I want to start with the LA Rams. In my opinion, no team is off to a better start in this entire offseason in terms of seeing a problem and fixing a problem than the LA Rams. Trent McDuffie is an unbelievable player. I still can't believe Les Snead, the great GM for the Rams, was able to pull this puppy off. It was a combination of what he likes to say, F them picks, and I'll say win them championships, and getting Trent McDuffie. Remember, they had 2 first-round picks after they were able to just pilfer one in a lopsided deal that, got everyone fired in Atlanta last year on draft day. Trent McDuffie is one of the 4 best corners in the NFL. That is a sensational move. And what I love about this Rams organization, and you love if you're a Rams fan, see a problem, fix a problem. They don't mess around. They don't wait. They understand that there is a standard of being truly in the mix for a Super Bowl with an opportunity to win it. Look, they had a golden opportunity to beat the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle on Championship Sunday, golden opportunity to beat them in the regular season on that Thursday night, which would have helped them win the division, get home playoff games. And obviously, if they beat Seattle on Championship Sunday, they would have beaten New England, won another championship. So that's the goal. And getting someone like McDuffie after Jackson Smith-Njigba ran wild on them on Championship Sunday, monster win for Chris Shula and the defensive coordinator. And look, what I love about Les Snead, they don't even wait. They go out and get another member of the Kansas City Chiefs, Watson, in that defensive backfield. That was terrific. They made sure to pay Cam Curl, who is a terrific safety. Higbee comes back, and Sean McVay loves playing the 13 personnel. I've talked to McVay at length about this on my SiriusXM radio show. And listen, I just think Matthew Stafford is our first ballot Hall of Famer, the MVP. Devontae Adams was unbelievable last year. They run the ball with authority with a couple of running backs. Puka Nacua is one of the 2-3 best wide receivers in the game. Verse and that defense, absolutely awesome. The only area of weakness, they absolutely slammed it out of the park. This organization, to me, one of the best in all of professional North American sports. That's what I see when I take a look at ownership, Kevin Demoff, Les Snead, Sean McVay, and the entire Rams organization. So to me, this offseason was everything you want it to be if you're a Rams fan. And look, if you're a Chargers fan, you're California dreaming too. I think right now, when you look at the offseason the Chargers have had, and I'm going to include Mike McDaniel here as the offensive coordinator, they get a blocking tight end. They bring back, return of the Mac, Khalil Mack, which I absolutely love. They get one of the best centers available. They improve the offensive line. And remember, Joe Alt is coming back. Rashawn Slater, who's unbelievable, didn't play it down last year. So they lost both their bookend tackles from a year ago, and obviously Slater didn't play, as I mentioned, at all last campaign. So they're going to have an entirely new offensive line in a major way. Now, there's monster pressure on Justin Herbert. I have always been a Justin Herbert fan and believer, and listen, I built the Justin Herbert bandwagon with my bare hands coming out of Oregon. He's been really good to great. He needs to play better in big games. Not all of it, obviously, is his fault, injuries and insanity around him. But I think the Chargers are at least the favorite in the AFC West. Not the Raiders, not the big bad Chiefs, not the Denver Broncos. I think the Chargers today are the favorites there. And if you take a look at the DraftKings Super Bowl odds, we're talking about the Chargers and the Rams both being considered elite teams and legitimate favorites. I mean, get the Chiefs off that list, right? If I was ranking the teams right now in the AFC, I would put Buffalo number 1 and the LA Chargers number 2, which means that if I was doing a ranking, I would have the LA Rams number 1 in the NFC, and I would have the LA Chargers number 2 in the AFC. So Rams number 1 in the NFC, Chargers number 2 in the AFC. So California dreaming about an all LA Super Bowl in Los Angeles. I think that dream can ultimately be a reality. We're going to finish Schein Time in a big way.